What's going on, guys? MariK here, and with the Star Wars Battlefront collection less than 2 weeks away, I thought this would be a good time to discuss map strategies. For those of you who haven't had the chance to play the original Battlefront online or haven't played since the original servers were shut down. So in these videos, we'll be taking a look at the layouts to each map and going over different strategies that you can take for each of the various factions. Rhen Var Citadel is a really fun map that's almost like a blank canvas that allows the players to play this map in so many different ways. You can basically choose your own route to take. When playing as the Empire and the clones, the only command post you have is the observatory, and the rebels and the droids get the courtyard, which is actually almost like just a big tower. The main command post that all factions are going to fight over is the command post in the center called the Keep, and there are various ways that you can get to it. The Crypt is probably the most useless command post. It is fairly close to the observatory, and it does give you another entrance to get to the terrace, but out of these 7, it's probably the most useless. It doesn't grant that much strategic value. The Watch is fairly close and has a good view of the front of the keep. It's got a decent view into the ruins, a great view over at the courtyard. The terrace gives you an okay view down on the courtyard, and it is an elevated command post, so it is a little harder to take, but again, not a whole lot of strategic value. The ruins give you not only a way to get to the keep, to get to the observatory, it does grant you a decent vantage point on both of them, and a little bit on the Watch, but this map, to me, always felt a little more in favor of the Empire and the clones, similar to the other Rhen Var map, just because of the side you spawn on and the command posts you should be taking, you have quicker access to. But again, you can play this map in various different ways. When I play as the clones or the Empire, my preferred method for this map is to take whatever your aerial trooper is and fly straight up to the keep. You can usually take this command post before the enemy even manages to get up here, because they just don't have a class that is as mobile as the jet trooper and the dark trooper. And then I'll just start setting up camp right here at the ramp where they like to come up. It's the most popular way for the rebels to get up to, the rebels or the droids, to get up to the keep, and keeping them at bay with various grenades, and in the case of the jet trooper, the EMP launcher. It's an easy way to rack up kills and also gatekeep the enemy faction from taking your command post. And then there's also so much health and ammo, and it's really just all ripe for the picking. You do have to be careful of these turrets, but for the most part, they're not really going to do a whole lot for you. As you can see, I'm getting targeted by, oh, I jumped down. This was bad. Again, that's the benefit of the jet trooper and the dark trooper, is the ability to get the fuck out of there. If you aren't a fan of playing as the aerial troopers, you can still take over the keep before the enemy gets to it via the roll spam ability. If you know the map layout well enough, you can kind of just roll your way up there, up the stairs. You will not get up here before they do, but you'll get up here about the same time. Close enough that you can just start lobbing grenades to kind of gatekeep them from coming up the stairs. And it's not as efficient, but as long as you get up here in time and you're able to take out whatever forces are coming up the stairs from the courtyard, then you're pretty set. And that right there was a quick 11 kills. Allows your faction to take over the keep. So you still get the command post. You just don't get the credit for taking it, but you can still secure it for your team, and you can still get all these juicy kills that come up these stairs. The keep actually has 4 main entrances. 2 of them are at the front, one on the side of the ruins, and the other on the side of the staircase that goes towards the courtyard. And then there's this one back here that leads down into a hallway that heads towards the crypt to the right and towards the observatory to the left, which is the command post that the Empire and the clones spawn at. And then there's a fourth entrance over here on the other side that is accessible via this area over here, which is to the right of the stairs from the courtyard, and to the left where there's these stairs that come up from in front of the ruins. And you can also get to the crypt via these stairs and this path down here. There's also not really a roof on this command post, so you can fly in here. There's the windows here you can fly in through with the Jet Trooper and the Dark Trooper. So there are definitely options for infiltrating this command post. It is very difficult to hold on to, and it will require a lot of diligence and a lot of paying attention, because if you get overwhelmed quickly enough, you can lose this command post fairly easily, and it can be very difficult to win it back. While the Watch is a fairly useless command post on its own, it does grant you a very high vantage point. You can watch over spawns in the courtyard. You can watch over enemies coming up the stairs from the courtyard area. And it does give you a vantage point towards both the front entrances to the keep and over here to the ruins and the stairway that leads up to the back entrance. But I don't know that I would bother trying to snipe from this vantage point. It's definitely an option available to you, but it just doesn't feel like it's worth it as much as, say, if you had control of the courtyard and you were to snipe from the top of the tower in the center. When playing as the droids, you're granted a few options as well. Again, the roll spam gets you up to the keep a lot quicker than just running. And since we don't have rolling to the front just yet, rolling to the side is your only option. You can get up to the keep fairly quickly, just like you can from the other side of the map, and take it over before enemy forces get up here. They will get up here somewhat quickly, coming from that middle entryway. See, we just took the command post, and now there's several clone troopers that are already up here. The advantage to taking this command post and dealing with them this way is, as you saw, hey, I thought we blasted you off the side. What the hell? Fucking vigilant, man. You can knock them off the map to the back, and it puts them down on that lower walkway. This guy's aim is good. I don't really mind letting them take the crypt. It's not a command post that's worth keeping or attempting to even take. And you can use these little windows here to kind of peek out at enemies that are attempting to come up into the command post. It's not the most ideal because it doesn't give you a very good vantage point, but if you have grenades or rockets, it'd be a little bit better. Because of the setup of this particular pathway, you can knock enemies off the map. You can get knocked off the map as well, and there's not a whole lot of room to be dodging because you can fall. If you fall, you can roll straight down that hill and off the map. You can come over here and you can take the ruins. This map, or this command post, goes back here towards the observatory, and it's kind of like a side entrance. It gives you a decent vantage point of all the clones trying to come up to the keep, and it's really nice. It's a really nice option that I don't usually take this option. Again, I don't usually prefer to play as the droids or the rebels. I like my boys in white, but it's a fairly good strategic point, and now that I'm really taking another look at it, I think it's I think it's probably one of the better, more important command posts. It's definitely got a lot more strategic value than I gave it credit for. The other option you could take would be to spawn as the droid sniper at the courtyard and just run all the way up to the top of the command post. It's a fairly large tower. You're going to go up several flights of stairs, but by the time you get up there, you've got a very nice vantage point to snipe from. You can see over at the terrace over there. You can see a good bit over at the ruins. You've got complete view of the watch. You've got a view of the front of the keep. You can't really do a whole lot to keep them out of the keep from here, so it's not the most viable unless your faction already doesn't have control of that part of the map. See, there's not a whole lot going on right now. I can snipe over here at the ruins if any of them walk in my line of sight, but it's an option that doesn't really do you a whole lot of good early game. It just depends on how your team approaches this map in particular. And that's going to be it for our strategic map overview of Rhen Var Citadel. Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection comes out in just 2 weeks, so we hope to see you on the Battlefront.